ways to spot added sugar. If you've stuck with us here at Bestie for a while, you're probably familiar with some of the videos we've already put out on the dangers of eating too much sugar. If you're new here and haven't seen our past videos, we encourage you to check out our health and nutrition playlists to get a better idea of what we're talking about. To make a long story short, having too much sugar in your diet can lead to unwanted weight gain, as well as increase the risk of other undesirable and dangerous medical conditions such as diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. But sometimes, staying away from the obvious sugary foods isn't enough. In these cases, you need to make yourself aware of the ways in which food companies sometimes hide the sugar content of their foods from consumers. Before we start, it would be awfully sweet of you to subscribe to Bestie if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all our latest videos and content. Today, Bestie's going to tell you 8 ways to spot the telltale signs of hidden added sugars in food. Number 1. Watch out for sugar's many names. To paraphrase Shakespeare, would sugar by any other name still taste as sweet? Well, as it turns out, the answer is yes. And it's also equally unhealthy regardless of what you call it. According to Helen West of Healthline, while sugar is the general name applied to short-chain carbs that sweeten the taste of our food, sugar can show up in your food under a variety of different names. Some of these names, such as glucose, fructose, and sucrose, are more commonly recognized. However, a few of sugar's alternate names are a little more obscure and worth watching out for if you're making a conscious effort to cut sugar from your diet. For added amounts of dry sugar, you can expect sugar to be disguised under names and phrases such as barley malt, corn sweetener, ethyl maltol, maltose, and maltodextrin, among several others. In other cases, sugar can be added to food in the forms of syrups, such as agave, nectar, malt syrup, molasses, rice bran syrup, and carob syrup. If you're trying to reduce your sugar intake and come across an ingredient name you don't recognize while shopping, be sure to look it up. Better safe than sorry, right? Number 2. Look out for the many types of sugar. In addition to having many names, sugar can take on many different forms as well. It's worth mentioning that the ingredients listed on a food's packaging are listed by weight, with the most abundant ingredients appearing first on the list. To take advantage of this, food manufacturers will often try to make their products appear healthier by using multiple types of sugar in smaller quantities, rather than having all of the food's added sugar come from a single source. Because these individual sugar ingredients are added in small quantities, they appear further down the list, making it appear as though the product is low in sugar, when this isn't really the case. When reading the ingredients on food packaging, make sure you can identify multiple kinds of sugar to avoid falling for this easy deception. Number 3. Expect added sugar in unexpected places. Sometimes sugar is just like your ex, always showing up at the most inconvenient times and in the most unexpected places. While plenty of junk foods are obvious sources of sugar, sugar might also be added to other foods which you might not associate with being especially sweet, such as breakfast cereals, yogurt, and even spaghetti sauce. Even seemingly healthy foods, such as a whole grain breakfast bar, can contain 16 grams of sugar in a single serving. That's 4 teaspoons of sugar in one bar. If cutting sugar out of your meal plan is important to you, make sure to always check the label, even for things you normally wouldn't expect to contain a lot of added sugar. Number 4. Be wary of healthy sugars. In order to make their products seem healthier and more appealing, food companies may sometimes swap out regular sugar for an alternative sweetener instead. According to Healthline, these alternative sweetening options are often unrefined and are made from the sap, fruit, flowers, or seeds of plants, with one example being agave nectar. While products that use these alternative sweeteners can proudly declare that they contain no refined sugar, all this really means is that the food doesn't contain any white sugar specifically. On one hand, these sweeteners usually have a slightly lower glycemic index than refined white sugar, but even so, they still contain very little nutritional value and still equate to mostly empty calories. Be on the lookout for sweeteners such as agave syrup, birch syrup, maple syrup, raw sugar, cane sugar, and sugar beet syrup. Even unrefined sugar is still added sugar, and you should try to limit your intake if you're trying to eat healthily. Number 5. Look out for combined sugars. Some foods, such as fruits, vegetables, and dairy, contain natural sugars that usually don't present the same health concerns that added sugars do. One of the main reasons for this is because natural sugars are typically harder to eat in larger amounts than refined or added sugars, and the fiber and antioxidants presented in things such as fruit usually serve as a counterweight to their natural sugar content. However, some food labels have a tendency to list natural and added sugars in a single amount, blurring the lines and making it harder to determine how much sugar was already there versus how much of it is added sugar. One easy way to avoid this is by sticking to whole, unprocessed foods, which can help you make sure that the only sugars you're ingesting are natural ones. Number 6. Be skeptical of health claims. Food manufacturers know that there's a high demand for food with supposed health benefits. With this in mind, they'll often slap whatever health claims and related buzzwords they can find that are applicable to the product, such as diet, natural, low-fat, and light. While these products may be low in fat and calories, there's still a strong chance that they might contain a heaping helping of added sugar as well. Like we keep saying, read the label of the food you buy and don't be suckered by healthy-sounding platitudes and buzzwords. Number 7. Question the portion sizes. Sometimes, manufacturers in the food industry will make the suggested serving size of their products deceptively small in order to mask the amount of sugar their product actually contains. While an individual serving may be low according to the suggested size, these smaller portions will make you feel more inclined to eat multiple servings in a single meal or sitting, meaning that there's a chance you're getting 2 or even 3 times as much sugar as what's printed on the nutritional information section. Make sure to pay close attention to the serving size and compare it to the total size of the product you're buying to get a better idea of how much sugar it actually contains as a whole. Number 8. Don't put blind faith in low-sugar brands. Many brands of food are considered to be low in added sugars. However, according to Healthline, food manufacturers might sometimes use this as an opportunity to piggyback on an established brand by replacing a new version of the product that comes loaded with extra sugar. Since people are used to the old version, they probably won't bother to check the sugar content of the new version. Breakfast cereals are especially notorious for using this strategy to sneak extra sugar past loyal buyers. To put it simply, don't put blind faith into an established brand or make the assumption that they have your best interest in mind. Always ask questions and investigate. And if a popular food brand you buy suddenly changes their packaging, that's probably a sign that the ingredients have changed as well. When trying to establish a healthier meal plan, cutting out added sugars can be surprisingly more difficult than it sounds. Processed foods can contain sugar in a variety of ways, and manufacturers often try to disguise the sugar content of their products in order to make people feel more inclined to buy them. By being a smarter shopper, you can still manage to avoid unnecessary added sugars and start taking steps towards establishing a healthier and happier lifestyle. Was this video helpful or informative for you? Is there anything worth mentioning on this topic that you think we missed? Feel free to let us know in the comments section below to help keep this conversation going. And as always, feel free to share this video with anyone who you think might enjoy it or learn something from it. Thanks for watching! Enjoyed this video? Hit the like button and share with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching!